There's this negative stereotype about gamers that we're all just fat, lazy, stupid, not doing anything with our lives.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
What are you talking about, man?
No, where's my Mountain Dew? I keep it in the microwave. You're kidding.
Judge.
Call me fat on the fucking thing, Judge.
Even those people say video games can turn you into murderers, thieves, criminals.
Games for players to spray other people with Uzis, to drive over pedestrians, to kill police officers, to attack women, and in some cases even to engage in cannibalism.
Nobody really talks about the good video games can do. It can be an escape for people who are depressed, who don't get along with other people, who don't have a lot of friends, be able to come home, get into these stories and escape from reality. Video games can help people with social isolation. Video games can help people suffering through depression. I know personally that I've been through some dark times in my life, and it wasn't for being able to come home, escape into these worlds and just get away from it all helped me so much. Video games is a billion-dollar industry. It actually made more last year than the movie industry and the music industry combined, so it's definitely a huge industry and needs to be taken seriously. There's YouTubers and video game professional streamers that make millions of dollars off video games now. Video games is now even considered a sport that's on ESPN. League of Legends is the most popular game in the world. It is considered an e-sport, and teams make millions of dollars through sponsorships.
Just going to the river brush, but it's going to be Curl getting dropped immediately.
There are huge entertainment expos like E3 that's once a year in July, where companies from all around the world come and show off brand new releases, and it's almost like a global phenomenon. Video games can even be considered a work of art. Some of these games are just so beautiful, it's hard to even tell what's real. My personal favorite are horror games. I love being scared, I love scary movies, and being able to play these horror games just really inspires me to make my own horror movies. My gaming story, I got a Sega Genesis for my birthday, and I begged and begged and begged for it, and my mom finally got it for me, and I was just so happy, I was so excited, because just being able to go into these worlds and explore these worlds was one of the most amazing things ever. I got the Sega Genesis for my birthday, and I was so excited, and me and my brother rushed over to it and opened it up, and plugging in and starting it up, we realized that it didn't have any sound, and at first we were a little bummed out about it, but then it actually turned into a blessing because we just made up our own sounds and made up actions and voices for these characters, and looking back on it, that was one of the starts of me being inspired to write and create my own stuff like I do now. The first game that inspired me the most was Final Fantasy VII. I loved that game. I've beaten it about 12 times. I used to come home and play it every single day after school, and me and my friends would write and create our own stories for it. We had notebooks and notebooks full of just stories that we created for this, and we would even go outside and act it. And again, that's one of those things, that's a precursor to trying to do now. You know, I love writing and I love directing, and I don't think if it wasn't for those games that inspired me to do that, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Man, this some bullshit. I don't believe in no ghosts. Come on, Ethan, I'm taking you home. What the hell did you do?
They found me.
I'm a software developer at Optum, and I've known Adam since we were in kindergarten. We grew up together playing games, and honestly, even though our lives led us in two different paths, it's really what's kept us together. Games gave us an easy way to maintain a real friendship. We didn't have to worry about traveling or scheduling some sort of commitment that we had to be somewhere at a certain time. It's really just a leisure activity for both parties involved, and it just so happens that this incredibly fun activity is a great way to foster a true friendship for the long term. Adam's been my best friend since I was a little kid. I mean, he was my best man at my wedding. He's always been at every major event in my life, and we continue to hold that friendship despite the fact that our lives really led us in different directions. I think he's going to end up moving to California soon, and I'm heading up into the Northeast to Connecticut. And even though we are, 1,000 miles apart, we're still going to have the game glue to hold our friendship together and really make sure it's something that lasts.
Josh is leaving for Boston soon, and he's been my best friend since we were in kindergarten. He's been there for every major moment of my life. Every hard trial and tribulation I've ever had, Josh has been there. And him leaving to Boston is going to be a huge blow, because not being able to have him there when I need him is, I don't even really know how I'm going to handle it. But we have video games to kind of bridge that gap, because I know that I can just call him up. We can log on League of Legends, something like that, and then we can still play like he's right in the room. He's right there, and I can still talk to him and share my life and experiences with him. So it really helps continue that friendship that normally, other than that, you could just message someone on Facebook, but video games are a more interactive way to talk to people.
Bye.